So as you can see here, we have Japan with a comparative advantage in pencils, and then we have the United States with a comparative advantage in corn. So obviously we have these two separated from each other, and Japan will produce pencils, the United States will produce corn. Bada bing, bada boom. Any questions? Boring, right? Now listen, I'm not saying that comparative advantage isn't an interesting topic, but the way this person's teaching it, no way. For that, we're going to have to go out of the classroom. I'm guessing you've bought quite a lot of these over your schooling career. But how many people actually know how to make a pencil? Well, the answer is no one. And for that, we're going to have to take a look at comparative advantage. So where does this pencil come from? Let's take a look. This pencil started out at the college bookstore in State College, right here. But it didn't begin there, because this pencil was manufactured somewhere in Cincinnati at the distribution center. Created, though, in a factory in Taiwan. Now, Taiwan, to manufacture the pencil, got graphite, probably from Central Africa, rubber from Bangladesh, and finally, the metal tip that held the eraser and the pencil together, manufactured elsewhere in the world. But it doesn't stop there, because then they used wood from the highlands of Oregon to put the pencil together here in Taiwan, going back to Cincinnati and finally to State College, where you bought your pencil. So we know that this pencil was made by literally thousands of people all over the world. But what does this have to do with comparative advantage? To that, we'll have to go back to the blackboard. Alright, so we're back to the board. Now, you may be asking yourself, why doesn't the U.S. just make both pencils and corn and not trade with anyone or not outsource jobs to any outside places? Well, the answer lies in competitive advantage. Because although the United States produces more pencils than Japan and more bushels of corn than Japan, Japan still should make pencils. Because the opportunity cost, or the bang for your buck, or in economic terms, how much time it takes to produce something, what you give up to get something, is more costly in the United States to produce a pencil than it is in Japan. And so Japan produces pencils, whereas the United States, producing corn is better than producing corn in Japan. So at the end of the day, when the United States trades with Japan to get these products, to get the pencils, to get the corn, they're getting more bang for their buck, and thus making everyone better off, prices cheaper, and the market at a higher chance of equilibrium. Well, that's comparative advantage for you folks. I'm Katie Fritchman, and that was another econ lesson of the day.